All right, we now will call this meeting to order. And we will be having Spanish interpretation for the board meeting for those who are viewing online. Se dispondrá de interpretación simultánea del inglés al español durante la reunión del Consejo de Educación para quienes la estén viendo por internet. Now we are all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. And begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now we'll have our roll call.
Okay, Mrs. Alvarez Flores.
Here.
Dr. Armistead is absent. Mrs. Carty.
Here.
Ms. Urban.
Here.
Mrs. Frost.
Here.
Mrs. Reed is absent. Mr. Walker.
Here.
Thank you.
We don't have any changes to the agenda at this time. So now we'll move on to board comments. Does anyone have any comments?
Okay. Since our last board meeting, we've had significant recognition to a couple of our board members. And I just want to take this opportunity in a public forum to congratulate Mary Beth Carty, Person of the Year for 2026, and Guy Walker and his wife Molly, Correa Walker, for Family Services Agency, and the work that you've been doing. And it's such an honor to serve with you too, and well deserved.
Thank you.
Very, thank you.
I could comment. I was lucky to attend the Santa Barbara County School Boards Association annual dinner in April. And at that time, we heard from our Teacher of the Year, Natalie Wilkes, and it was a wonderful confirmation that we made such an excellent choice. And that's especially apropos because I know we're about to make another really wonderful choice today. And I also want to acknowledge Guy and his wife, Molly Correa Walker. They are getting the Champions Award tonight, and I will be there.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Well, yes, ditto to Mary Beth. It is a pretty amazing group of folks. So while we happen to be the most current folks on the list to receive something, I can't tell you how honored I am to serve with you wonderful ladies. And I think I probably may mention that when I first got elected. It's like, wow, I have the honor of serving with all women. And people like, it's not gonna be a challenge. It's like, no, man, I was brought up by a strong mother and grandmother and wife and daughter. So this has been great. I would like to acknowledge Susan and I were just at Los Olivos Elementary School. I have no idea who all these folks are. But I would guess that you're all some sort of way connected to education. And just what a delight, Susan. So thank you for creating these opportunities for us to tour these schools, really see the work that our teachers and professionals are doing in the schools. And, I see a lot of opportunities that we've talked about before in terms of how we can improve it even more so. And again, just really appreciate the opportunity to do that. Thanks.
Well, I was going to say all of those things. Ditto. Just so honored to be a part of this board and recognize our Person of the Year, to recognize our champion through Family Services Agency. And when I had the honor of being able to go to the Santa Barbara Foundation ceremony for Persons of the Year, and with Dr. Susan Salcido and other SB CEO staff, and Superintendent Salcido mentioned that we have 4 board members of the county board that of education that have also received Person of the Year. So Bill Cerrone, Dr. Peter McDougall, Joe Howe, and now you. So we definitely have something good going on this board, I'd have to say. So thank
I
you
think it
again.
starts with our leader.
Mhm.
100%. 100%. So, and at this time, we have space for public comment. Do we have any public comment? Okay, well, now we get to move on to the fun and exciting part of the meeting. Should I show? Okay, so we have the honor of celebrating the Santa Barbara County Classified School Employees of the Year. So I want to thank everyone in this room, all the staff and coworkers, family, friends that are here today to celebrate and uplift our honorees. In the past, I've thought of words talking about different community members of unsung heroes to describe local leaders who serve our students with quietly and diligently without fanfare. And oftentimes they're under the radar, unrecognized for their efforts, but fortunately, that is not the case today. These staff members and Teacher of the Year are being honored, and they're going from unsung heroes to sung heroes. And we are extremely grateful for the safe, positive, inclusive learning environments that they consistently provide for our youth. So thank you again for everyone who is here to acknowledge their dedication and passion. And now I will hand it over to Superintendent Salcido.
Thank you, President Ehrman and members of the board, and good afternoon to each and every one of you. I just have to take a minute and look at this packed room. Everyone gathered here from all corners of our county. Thank you. Thank you so much, honorees and guests and individuals from all over the county for making all the arrangements to be here today, from substitutes to sometimes you don't even have a substitute to be able to substitute for you. But you still had to make those arrangements to be here. And you're here because of what President Ehrman said. You know, we want to sing praises for you, about you, because you so deserve it. And what an honor to be able to do that with you and among all of you today. So welcome and thank you. I would like to hand the baton and ask everyone to introduce themselves today, but we won't do that right now. But I do want to say I see some colleagues that I did want to mention for just a moment. Santa Maria Joint Union High School Superintendent Antonio Garcia, thank you so much for being here. And our CTE Director was just here, Andrea Federle. There you are, very good, from Santa Maria Joint Union. Thank you so much for being here as well. Orchid Superintendent, Dr. Holly Eads. I see you with Principals Kate McInerney and Julie Kozel. So thank you so much for being here. Santa Ynez Valley Union High School District is represented by Tori Martinez. Tori, thank you so much for being here and repping for Santa Ynez. From Goleta, we have Superintendent Dr. Mary Kahn and Principal Lorena Chavez. Thank you so much for being here with us amongst many, many colleagues and friends from all around Santa Barbara County. I also want to say thank you to Mike Ostini, who's on our Personnel Commission here at SBCEO, who supports our classified employees at the County Education Office. Mike, thank you so much for being here. And we'll introduce more individuals throughout this ceremony. But for now, I'd like to say again what a joy it is to share in this moment, to recognize and spotlight remarkable educators and school staff who serve students and families across Santa Barbara County every day. In this first half of the ceremony, we are recognizing 4 incredible classified school employees of the year. When I said incredible, I want you to know 20 people nodded their heads because they're like, yes, my person is incredible. And in doing so, we are celebrating essential roles in our schools, but I want to say more than the roles, we are celebrating and recognizing 4 individuals. You are individuals, you are people who are essential members of our team. Your dedication, professionalism, commitment to help our county schools be welcoming and supportive and inclusive, as you shared. You do that every day to help our students learn and grow. All of us in our schools, let me just say, I mean, I want to recognize for our classified staff, I think we can all agree that oftentimes you are the very first person, first individual a student will see. You might also be the very last individual to turn off the lights. We want to acknowledge that we depend on you so much for all that you do in our schools every day. We depend on your expertise, your flexibility, your sixth sense of being able to anticipate needs, often your sense of humor. I think you have to use it quite often. You serve as problem solvers and are trusted helpers. We want to, all of us want to thank you, not only for the work that you do, but the people that you are. We appreciate you. Allow me to introduce someone and also thank her. SBCEO Director of Human Resources, Amy Ramos. Amy helped to facilitate the nomination process for the Classified School Employees of the Year. And I'd love to have Amy come up here and share a little bit about the process before we move forward. So, Amy Ramos.
Gosh, I don't feel like the person you should be clapping for today, but thank you. Santa Barbara County is home to 125 public schools, and from among all 125, 4 have been selected as our 4 employees have been selected as our county's classified school employees of the year. Each year, from our 20 school districts across Santa Barbara County, nominations are submitted that highlight the extraordinary contributions of classified employees. Reading those nominations is always inspiring because they reflect the compassion, dedication, talents, and quiet leadership that these individuals bring to their schools or districts every day. Each year, the State Department of Education selects 9 classified school employees of the year from among all the nominations submitted from around the state. We're proud to have had the opportunity to highlight the exemplary service of these 4 people that you're going to meet very soon at both the county and state levels. So I want to offer my congratulations to the 4 of you.
So to our honorees, our county board members will next be inviting you up here, each of you one at a time. And we want to see you. We are here for you. So not to worry. We want to just be able to talk about you and have you right here next to us. So that's why we're doing that. And after they share a bit about you, they'll turn over the podium to you for you to say a few words, and you're welcome to introduce people that you have with you if you'd like, and take your moment to share a little bit about you with us. So first, I'd like to introduce, to introduce our first classified school employee of the year. I'd like to welcome up our Vice President, Vida Marie Flores. Her trustee area includes the Greater Santa Maria area. So Vida Flores, here you go.
Thank you. Now it's exciting because it's always about the relationships, and in looking through the big, huge list that we have of individuals to honor today, definitely I want to welcome Teresa, Teddy. And I'm going to say your last name. You can correct me if you need to, because sometimes I'll say it in Spanish. Barahona? Ándale. Please come up.
And something else. There you go. Go ahead. Yep, there we go.
Sure you show the writing. Wall face. Want me to set this right here for a moment? There we go. I'm aboard. All right. Teddy is a campus security officer. And at the Mark Richardson Center, Technical Education Center and Agricultural Farm, where she has dedicated 11 years creating a secure and welcoming environment for students and staff. Known for her focus of relational security, Teddy builds trust by learning students' names, greeting them each day, and ensuring every student feels and seen and supported. Her positive presence has become an integral part of the campus culture, helping foster a sense of belonging where students can thrive. Beyond her core responsibilities, Teddy consistently goes beyond and above to support the school community. She volunteers her time at the farm, and that's a big farm, assists with student activities and events, and even serves as the campus photographer. She captures moments that celebrate student achievement and growth. Colleagues shared that Teddy is a dependable and compassionate presence, and her leadership provides that kindness and a heart for service are the most important tools for building a dedicated, cohesive school community. Good job, Mia. Very nice. So I thank you on behalf of us and the students. Job well done. Can we give you a little hug? All right.
Oh, we're gonna do a photo after you speak. Come on over. We gotta give her a moment.
So we're coming this way.
Yes, we're coming this way.
All right.
Come
on down.
Here.
Okay, so
Gonna say for a few words.
I did. I prepared a little something because I don't want to not thank everyone that helps create a safe campus. But I do love being a campus security officer. I've been a campus security officer at our district for about a decade now, and I've worked at every school in our district. But the Mark Richardson Center is a pretty special place. And campus security officers, our job is so much more than catching students in the middle of making a bad decision. It's about guiding them, holding them accountable, and helping them grow into responsible adults. Every conversation, every intervention, every moment we choose to mentor instead of simply discipline, those are the moments that shape a safer, stronger campus community. But creating a safe community campus is a team effort. My team at the Mark Richardson Center are bus drivers who get our students to and from school safely every day. When we work together and support one another, we create an environment where it makes our our work meaningful, and it's what turns a job into a purpose. I want to thank my beautiful girlfriend, Gabby, for her love, support, and encouragement. It keeps me locked in every day, and it keeps me grounded. I want to thank our CTE specialist, Christy Van Horn. She is my CTE ride or die. She's my hype man, and I would take on any challenge with her. My director, Andrea Felder Lee, for her guidance, her support, and her belief in the work that I do. And most importantly, I want to thank my mom, who taught me what it means to work hard and always do the right thing, even when people aren't looking. And lastly, I want to thank the Office of Education for seeing the heart, dedication, and quiet effort of the little guys. Your acknowledgement lifts spirits, it fuels purpose, and it reminds us that every effort, no matter how small, truly matters.
We're gonna get let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We got it. Okay, come on in, yes. Sorry. Here's a paper around.
One, two, three.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'd like to welcome up Guy Walker, our trustee. His trustee area includes Santa Ynez High School. Guy Walker.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, good afternoon. Make sure folks are out there. So it is my privilege and pleasure to invite Rudy Bondietti to come and join me, please. Oh, that's for you.
And a certificate. Would you like me to hold that for you?
Sure.
And then I'll.
But you look so good holding it, man. Don't give that up. Don't let her pressure you. Good? I'm good. All right. Well, first of all, Rudy, before I go into my comments, it's good meeting you. Our paths are probably crossing, and now I'm gonna walk in and know who you are. So when you see me in the valley, just grab me by the jacket and like, you remember me? And
Hello.
yeah. Okay. Rudy is a maintenance employee at San Ynez Valley Union High School, where he has dedicated 32 years to ensuring a safe, functional, and welcoming campus for students and staff. Known for his attention to detail and strong work ethic, Rudy takes pride in doing every job right the first time. His extensive knowledge and proactive approach allow him to anticipate needs and address issues quickly, helping maintain an environment where students can focus and thrive. Beyond his daily responsibilities, Rudy is known as a reliable and trusted resource for the entire school community. Whether supporting campus events, maintaining facilities after hours, or assisting colleagues at a moment's notice, he approaches every task with professionalism and care. Colleagues describe Rudy as the absolute best, a wizard with a toolbox, noting that what makes Rudy truly special isn't just his skill, it's his heart. And on a personal note, Rudy, even at this stage, I remember as a young person, my Rudy was Mr. Brown, right? The maintenance guy who every kid who had some issue would go find Mr. Brown, see if they can fix it. So thank you for what you do and with the folks and what you do that. Would you like to say a few words? Sure you would.
I don't have many words to say outside of thank you for the opportunity and then all the kids that try to do things for them and the people that want something needed to be fixed. Thank you. Thank you.
You say that. All right. Photo out.
Photo op, photo op. All right, we've got to give you.
You're going on
now.
that's-
Yeah, whichever way you.
You take that side, I'll take that side. Yeah.
Let me welcome trustee Judy Frost. Her trustee area includes the Orchid Union School District. Judy Frost.
I'm really sorry. People from North County had to give up the sunshine to come down. It was nice and sunny and warm, but I'm really glad you made the trip anyhow. It's a nice drive. In the area of health and student services, I would like to invite Mary Cortez of the Orchid Union School District to the podium, please. Here you go, Mary. You hold those. Yeah, you just set those up there. You got it. You got it. There you go. You can rest it up there if it gets heavy. Mary is community liaison at Joe Nightingale School, where she has spent the past 5 years building strong connections between the school and the families it serves. Through her work providing transportation, supporting parent engagement, and connecting families to resources. Mary ensures that every family feels welcomed, informed, and supported. Known as a trusted go-to person, she helps strengthen relationship and make students and families feel confident and connected to their school community. The colleagues shared that Mary is a compassionate advocate and trusted bridge between the school and the community, noting her ability to ensure families feel seen, supported, and empowered. Thank you so much, Mary, for everything you do. And would you like to say a few words?
I wanted to just say thank you. And my principal, Kate McInerney, said, you have to say a few words. So, my name is Mary Cortez. Thank you so much for having me. I'm truly honored to receive this award. I want to thank my amazing husband, Daniel, who's here with me. Thank you for your support. I couldn't do half of it without you. My principal, Miss McInerney, who's retiring. Dr. Holly Eads, thank you. Being here for driving this way and being here. You're incredible leaders and true girl boss role models. I'm so lucky to work alongside such amazing group of people at Joe Nightingale School who make the job easy and fun. Just thank you.
All right, let's come right around. We'll get you some tissue. We can do some makeup. Wow, team. Let's see.
There's tissue in the podium, I believe.
Yes, in podium. We've got-
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes, we've got it.
There we go.
No.
No.
Always has Kleenex.
Want us to do is.
All right.
All better?
We clap.
Alright, that looks good right there. Count of three, 1, 2, 3. More, 1, 2, 3. 9.
Okay. Now in this area of clerical and administrative services, would Sherry Palin from the Orcutt Union School District come to the podium, please? And your awards. And your plaque. Hold that, there you go. Sherry is the office manager at Alice Shaw Elementary School, where she has dedicated over 5 years to creating a welcoming and supportive environment for students, families, and staff. Known for her positive energy and strong relationships, Sherry greets students and families by name and helps foster a sense of connection across the entire school community. Sherry's leadership and collaborative approach ensure smooth daily operations while supporting both certificated and classified staff. Colleagues shared that she is truly the backbone of our school and continuously goes above and beyond. Her ability to bring people together and advocate for students and staff alike makes her an invaluable member of the school community. Congratulations, Sherry, on this well-deserved recognition.
First off, I cannot believe this happened. I'm totally shocked because I don't do this for recognition. I do this for my students and my staff. And that's why I love my job. And that's why I do my job. And parent orchidly or for criers. So there we go, the sense of humor thing that you guys were saying. I want to thank Julie and Jillian for starting the nomination for me. Like I said, I never would have ever expected that. Shocked again. My journey of service, I've been with Orchid Schools for 16 years. And for like 13 of those years, I've been in the office. And it's been wonderful. I'd never give it up for anything.
My community roots are deep. I volunteer with the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo, and I help with the Golden Circle of Champions. That is my chill place after my office crazy job. My family, first off, I'd like to thank my family, but my bestie, Stacy Silva, for coming with me and supporting me through this. It's huge and important for me. So thank everybody. Thank you guys for doing this for all of us. It's fantastic. Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, we get to come around and take a photo with you. Go ahead. No. I want this in the picture.
That's great. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Wow. How about a round of applause for all of our classified employees up here? Tremendous, tremendous. I held back tears myself. Yeah, the work that you do is incredible. The dedication. And of course, all of you talk about your team and your why, the students, and the colleagues that you work with. You are tremendous. And as we said when we started, this is not just about the work that you do, it's truly the people that you are. And we're part of a community, and I'm just couldn't be more proud to stand alongside you. We couldn't be more proud. We. So congratulations. So we are going to shift this second part of the ceremony now, but I'd like to give you a bit of instructions, everybody, so that we all know what we're doing as we move forward. After this next announcement of the Teacher of the Year, the board will take a brief recess. And during that recess, we're going to ask all of the honorees to remain here so we can get some photos with you and the board. And then we'll be looking to the direction of wonderful Luis Medina and Director of Communications, Cami Barnwell, who's going to raise her hand. And Luis and Cami will direct the honorees and guests outside for more photos. And then you will take some more photos there. I want you all to know that you are more than welcome to return to the board meeting afterwards for the remaining business of the board. But we also understand if you have other priorities to attend to, but you're welcome to return. I want to take a minute to since I was asking Luis and Cami and to raise their hands, a thanks to the comms team who are here today for making this happen, all of the events and recognition. So really appreciate all the comms people. Even if you're not in the room, I know you can hear me. All right. So now let's move on to the second half of our recognition. I am so delighted to illuminate two inspirational educators serving in Santa Barbara County. First, our current 2026 County Teacher of the Year, who's here today. I didn't introduce her earlier, but we were talking about you, Natalie Wilkes, our current Teacher of the Year. I want to say thank you so much. Natalie continues to serve this school year and through June, and has just been such an incredible ambassador for public education and an advocate for her students and for all of us in education. Really appreciate you, Natalie, who also served on the selection committee for next year's 2027 County Teacher of the Year. So that brings me to our second introduction. Just a moment, we will be introducing for the very first time our 2027 Santa Barbara County Teacher of the Year. Today's announcement of our Teacher of the Year allows for her to complete all of the required elements to send to the California Department of Education for consideration for California Teacher of the Year. Being selected as Teacher of the Year does come with significant responsibilities. As a recipient of education teacher's highest honor, this individual is asked to be our county's representative for all teachers, to be an ambassador of public education, and to amplify the profession of education for the artful and skillful and complicated and intellectual and beautiful and critical role that it is. I'd like to pause and invite Stephen Keithley and welcome him up to the podium. Stephen Keithley is our Director of Teacher Programs and Support, and he, alongside his assistant, Ann Flores, they oversee the SBCEO Teachers Network and supports this entire selection process. So please help me welcome Steve Keithley.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you to the board members. I appreciate that you've given me some time to share a little bit about the Teacher of the Year process. The process began in December, although this individual's journey began many years before that, of course. But in December, we asked districts to put forth a nomination of somebody on their staff who would be an appropriate candidate for the Teacher of the Year award. The process is very thoughtful, it's very rigorous, and many of you have been part of the selection committee who were part of that decision-making process. The committee this year represents, as it always does, a diverse group of people, including administrators, community members, business members. And this year we had from our own staff, Noelle Barthel, I think she's right outside the door, excuse me, as well as Meredith Utterback. I think she's out there too. And also Robin Goza. Did Robin make it? Is she out there? She was going to try to make it, but she is the CEO of Moxie, the Wolf Museum here in Santa Barbara. And also Katja Armistead, our board member, who was part of the process. And of course, as mentioned by Susan, Natalie Wilkes, our current Teacher of the Year. I appreciate very much that the Teacher of the Year is part of the process from the perspective of someone who's had the role for the year and now can help us find the right person for the next year. As I mentioned, it's an arduous process to be selected for Teacher of the Year. There is an essay process, and there are multiple essays that have to be completed. There is an interview. There is an observation. And finally, the selection committee makes their decision, looking for someone who possesses those exemplary characteristics such as instructional excellence, of course, leadership, innovation, and a deep commitment to students as well as the education profession. You'll be happy to know that this year's selection was all those things and more. So on behalf of the selection committee, I want to congratulate all the nominees that we received, all the finalists that were decided upon, and the level of talent that we have in our county is remarkable. I want to say that among all of the nominations and finalists that we see year after year, these Teacher of the Year award winners are absolutely amazing teachers and fantastic voices for the profession. So thank you all for the opportunity to be part of the process. I'm honored, and I can't wait for you all to meet the 2027 Teacher of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve. Well, I happen to know that our 2027 Santa Barbara County Teacher of the Year is up for this responsibility. She's already proven herself as a trusted and visionary leader in public education, along with being named Teacher of the Year for her school, Teacher of the Year for her district, and has won the Triple Crown because now she's the Teacher of the Year for Santa Barbara County. And to understand the kind of educator our 2027 Teacher of the Year is, I'll begin with her own words. She says, quote, "Being a teacher is far more than the title suggests. We don't just teach, we guide, we nurture, we inspire, and we believe in our students, often before they believe in themselves. That belief is at the core of who she is as an educator. Even before she imagined herself being a teacher, others recognized her gift for working with children. A native of Carpinteria, you could find her in her high school years, helping younger students with homework at the Carpinteria Boys and Girls Club, offering the same patience, encouragement, and care that would later define her career. Today, as a first grade teacher, she takes seriously the responsibility of helping children learn to read and write and think critically. And she recognizes that for children, the most memorable lessons often go beyond academics. I was just going to say, her students shared that she's more than a teacher and her influence extends far beyond room 7. They said they feel joy. This is what they said. They feel capable. And they describe their maestra as a guide and as a champion. Her colleagues describe our Teacher of the Year as a trusted leader, a compassionate mentor, and a tireless advocate for the dual language immersion education model, commonly referred to as DLI. They note that her influence extends far beyond her classroom or school. It's through her work that helped launch Goleta Union School District's DLI program, mentoring new and future teachers, supporting school-wide leadership, championing bilingualism, biliteracy, and cultural pride for every child. In fact, her 2 children here today, I see you, wave your hands. Yes, they attend her school's DLI program. And when asked to reflect on her journey as an educator, she shared, quote, "If I could go back to college and choose a career for my future, I would choose to be an educator all over again without hesitation." So without any further hesitation, it is my great honor to introduce our 2027 Santa Barbara County Teacher of the Year, first grade dual language immersion teacher at El Camino School in the Goleta Union School District, Alejandra Navarro. Yes. Come on over. Before, okay, hold on. Let's see. Let me see before we, yes.
Okay.
We're going to have you stand here for a moment and soak it in and take a look at all of your new fan club. Yeah, new and existing. Let me share one more quote about Maestra Navarro, who has taught for 19 years at the Goleta Union School District. And this time it comes from her principal, who's here, Lorena Chavez. Lorena said, "I first worked with Alejandra many years ago when she was my student teacher. And it's been inspiring to watch her grow into the outstanding educator and leader she is today. Alejandra is one of the founding teachers who helped establish the dual language immersion program at El Camino. Throughout the year, she's been a dedicated advocate for English learners and multilingual learners, consistently working to secure resources, training, and instructional materials for both students and teachers. Alejandra has helped shape the strong and supportive community we have at El Camino. We are all extremely proud of her." And before we hear from you, Maestra Navarro yourself, I'd like to invite our board chair, Nadra Ehrman, to join me at the podium.
Can your kids see back there? Can we bring them over here?
They should stay in the back.
Spoken like a true teacher. Well, I would like to give this plaque in honor of the Santa Barbara County School District and its Education Office and all the board members. And fun fact is you were my daughter's second grade teacher. And so I was like, oh, I know this one. I know this teacher. And I'm just so, on behalf of everyone, just so in awe of the work that you do, all the work that you've done to help with establish the dual language immersion program, which is so important. And I'd like to honor you with this on behalf of all of us.
Thank you. Hey, well, I'm not from,
Say a few words here.
thank you so much. I'm not from Orchid, but I might cry. Thankfully, I was given the heads up, so I did prepare something. Okay, wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Superintendent Salcido, Superintendent Khan, Principal Chavez, members of the County of Education, and everyone joining us here today, including my husband, Rolando, and my boys. I am deeply honored to stand here and receive this award. Santa Barbara County is home to so many incredible educators, some of my closest friends. And I am especially honored here today to represent the dual language program. When I volunteered to be part of the first group of teachers to launch the dual language program in our district about 7 years ago, I had no idea just how meaningful and transformative that commitment would become. But through every challenge, every long day, every moment of hard work, it has all been worth it when I look out into a classroom full of students who are not only bilingual, but who truly understand that being bilingual is their little superpower. It is a superpower that will open doors for them, doors and windows into new cultures, new perspectives, and opportunities. And despite what sometimes the outside voices may suggest, bilingualism is not just an asset. It is something to be celebrated, something to protect, and something to be proud of. Teaching has always been more than a job for me. It is really meaningful work, and it is fun too. The true reward is found in the growth, in the confidence, and the joy that I see in my students every day. And I share this honor with my colleagues, my mentors, my students, my children, my family, and all those around me who continue to inspire me every day. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so good. Right, she is for me. We plan. Thank
I'll tell you, these are the best days, aren't they? They're really good. Well, Ms. Navarro will be introduced publicly again at our education celebration event later this month on May 21st, where our outgoing Teacher of the Year will share her remarks. And we'll be at a chance to honor you at our Salute to Teachers event next fall. Before we conclude the celebration, and it has just been a remarkable celebration, let me just turn to the board and see if there are any final comments to the board before we hand it over to the president to take a recess. Any comments from the board? Yes.
Alejandra, please allow me to add my heartfelt congratulations to all the accolades you've heard today. It's especially meaningful to know that you're a CARP homegrown girl. And as you, as you take your place among this illustrious lineup of world-class leaders, just know that you are surrounded by legions of fans, most of whom you will never meet, who admire and support and are deeply, deeply appreciative of the transformative work you're doing every single day. So thank you.
Any other comments? I did want to make a comment of congratulations as a bilingual teacher who put in 40 years and didn't get to a dual immersion program. Congratulations. I'm so glad. This has always been a wish in that star that I couldn't catch. So congratulations and what an honor. Y que sigue más hasta que ya no puedes, mija. Felicidades, ¿eh? Y con cariño.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, what she said.
Next future student in DLI. Yes, yes. Well, on behalf of the County Education Office, I have colleagues from the office all around, actually the literal perimeter of this room to envelop you, and our county board to envelop you with our congratulations and our gratitude. And that goes for all of our classified school employees of the year, as well as our teachers of the year, and everyone here in education and supporting education. We need you too. We need our partners with us to keep us vertical sometimes, and to cheer us on. We offer our thanks, everyone, for making it in and for celebrating together this wonderful community of educators. One final congratulations. Congratulations.
So before we break for recess, I just want to thank everyone again for being here, to thanking all of our staff, for thanking our new Teacher of the Year recipient. And our days sometimes get long, they get hard, they get frustrating, but I just want us to take this feeling that we have today and bottle it and put it somewhere inside. So when we have those days, we can remember just all of the warmth that we feel in our heart, all the hard work and dedication, and the support that we all have for each other here today. So thank you again. And with that, I'll say we'll take a recess. We'll go ahead and commence our session, and we're going to start with the superintendent's report.
Yes, thank you. I first want to say, before I go into the report, thank you so much for allowing us to have such a special recognition today. It feels just as a really, truly special event. And I always think that if those who are being honored seem to feel honored, that we've done a good job. And I think they did feel recognized and seen today, thanks to the county board and the work of the team. So I think it's a, great job to the team. The superintendent's report has been submitted to you. I wanted to call out just a few items that are in it. On page 2 at the top, it talks about a budget may revise, and you probably have seen that the governor came out this morning with his May revision. Obviously, it doesn't come into total fruition until mid-June, but our team is reading through and listening through the announcements today, and we'll follow it closely. I don't have any announcements for you to say today, but we do have capital advisors coming in June 2nd here to fully share about the May revise, but it's looking good at this point, or better even than his January budget update for public education. So also wanted to share with you, the myriad submissions from the divisions, and today wanted to highlight, although Ellen Barger isn't here, of curriculum and instruction, the curriculum and instruction division has simply just been so busy with all of the network meetings and student events. We even had the first ever in-person Batalla de los Libros, the Battle of the Books in Spanish, fully in Spanish, speaking of dual language immersion, was here this morning, thanks to the team of CNI. So wanted to say thanks to the entire team and all that you do. Thank you for allowing me to provide that submission to you. Unless there's any question, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, perfect. So thank you again for your report. A lot of great information. And I did notice that you put in that the Dos Puertas schoolyard
Yes.
has been open for a while. So thank you for just adding that little tidbit to our conversation.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, so now we will go to the consent agenda. So at this time, we'll consider all the items below and act upon them in a single vote. They include last month's meeting minutes, the registration of credentials and other certification documents, acceptance of donations, and declaration of surplus. Do I have a motion? I'll move to approve. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, perfect. So that passes unanimously. And now we'll go to our action items. So this is action item number 15, the recommended authorization to utilize a cooperative purchasing agreement with Equalis Group and Global Industries. So
we can ask Steve Torres to share a word about it. That would be great. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. I think if you recall, a few months ago, we had another cooperative purchasing agreement that was Omnia. It was for furniture and furniture installation and equipment, things like that. That was very specific to one type of furniture. This is another similar type of cooperative purchasing agreement. It just provides us with more options, more vendors And so as we have different projects of different sizes, availability of equipment, things like this, it just gives us more flexibility to go with the vendor for these purchases and services that are above the bid limit. So these are competitively bid contracts that we can leverage and just simply proceed with purchasing, knowing that they've already been competitively bid. So this is another one of those options similar to that previous one.
Is this a vendor that we have dealt with before?
It is not. No, this is, yeah, so this is a new, and that's a great question. In the past, we've brought cooperative purchasing agreements back for renewal because they have a certain cycle. In this particular case, this is a new one. Yes.
Were they cheaper or?
Yeah, so in this particular case, yeah, why you choose this particular vendor? Often it's other education agencies that have used them. So a little more, if they've been used in this environment or this sphere, then we're more apt to use them. There's a variety of lists. Sometimes it's the particular, in this case, the particular items that we were looking for, the particular scope of work was more available in this particular cooperative purchasing agreement.
And then just to clarify, with the cooperative purchasing agreement, if you wanted to purchase from another company, you're able to, you're not locked in to purchasing with them?
Correct. And if we chose to go with our own competitive bidding and actually conduct an RFP for a project, we could do that. Yeah.
But this just overrides having to do that.
Correct. So this is just another option that we could choose to use. And they have several agreements within this particular agreement that we could leverage as well. So it's just an option, yes.
I move approval.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the motion passes unanimously. Next, we're going to review item 16, board policies. The following board policy is presented for deletion since board policy 1445 responded to the immigration enforcement adopted by the board on April 9th, 2026 to replace it. Are there any questions about? Okay, do we have a motion? Okay.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And number 17, reimburse expenses for board members to attend the SBCEO education celebration. The board will consider whether to approve the reimbursement of actual and necessary expenses for board members to attend the SBCEO education celebration on May 21st. The cost is $75 per person in accordance with board policy 9250. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous, the motion passes. The next item is information item number 18 regarding Olive Grove Charter School. And so we'll have Bridget Boblis come up and give us our overview.
Good afternoon. You each have a binder.
Yeah,
we're placed there. Binder.
We can't get this online, I mean, electronically in a file yet.
We will give you it electronically as well. We can PDF that and have that. You did, Anna did send it. The only thing that was, I think, missing from that was the draft MOU. So, but a binder will enable us, and we can update the PDF also, but enable us to add documents as time goes or replace documents as needed. So just to acquaint you first with what's in the binder, and then I'll talk specifically about a couple of the items. So first off, you have the petition. So this is the petition that Olive Grove Charter, Santa Barbara, submitted to Santa Barbara Unified. So this is the actual petition that was approved through the appeal process at the State Board of Education. So this was the petition that we'll be using as the charter for purposes of authorization. So it's a lengthy read, but it gives you a lot of detail about the school and programmatic, what they're doing programmatically, and just everything that needs to be included within the petition. So fun, light reading. I hope you're all going to enjoy some evenings reading all of this. Next is the CDE staff report. Oh, excuse me, the budget. I forgot I added that. I also added the most current budget I was able to find for fiscal year 25-26. So again, this would be something that may change after this fiscal year. including the budget overview for parents. So just thought that was a nice little snapshot of their budget. So that is included for you to take a look at. Then you have the CDE staff report. So this was the report that the Advisory of Charter School Commissions put together in relation to the petition. So as they evaluated the petition, as you know, we didn't receive that appeal, so we did not do our thorough evaluation. They did one instead. So you can take a look at that. You'll see all of the detail in that review as to why they approved it or recommended approval to the state board because they met all of the criteria. So wanted you to have that. Yes, Judy.
Go, just to make sure I'm on the right frame of reference. This book pertains specifically to the Santa Barbara Olive Grove.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Only.
Only.
Thank you.
And then you'll see the following tab is the renewal letter that we've received from CDE stating that the County Board of Education is the authorizer. So it's in the letter. Say that again. The county board is the authorizer.
And that's 89 students enrolled.
Not the county office, but yeah, I believe that was correct.
Okay.
And then lastly is a draft memorandum of understanding. So in authorizing the charter, we will be looking at the petition for information. We will also be utilizing this MOU to govern how we are going about our authorization, as well as what's outlined in Ed Code. So just some things to note. I'm not going to go through the entire MOU. It is a draft. It says draft because it is currently with our legal counsel. They're doing a final full review, and then it'll come to the board in June for approval. It'll also be shared with Olive Grove. So Meg Ridman, the superintendent, they will also need their board to approve the agreement, as well as they'll have it vetted through their legal counsel, just so you understand process a little bit. Yes, Judy.
Does legal counsel have other MOUs like this that you've reviewed in the past? Okay.
Yes, we've looked at a few, and Bridget teams also pulled at least 2 or 3, I think, when they were kind of crafting it. So we've got plenty of examples to kind of
Good
consider.
examples.
Yes, well, good and bad. Yeah.
And our team fully has reviewed this. Steve Torres, Mari, myself, we did a thorough analysis and put it together. So you'll have a draft here. Just something to note is that the county board is the authorizer. We as county.
That again.
You are the authorizer. We are support in fulfilling your legal obligations as an authorizer. So the county staff, Dr. Salcido, myself, and others will be your support in fulfilling your obligations. But really, there are things that, you know, it is, you technically are the authorizers, not the county office. Yes.
Authorize.
Authorize. Yes. What does it mean? Explain that. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, so basically you have legal and oversight and accountability. So we will have, and it's clearly outlined in the MOU. So I'm going to say we collectively in this case, but the county board has a responsibility as an authorizer. The county board didn't choose to become an authorizer in this case, right? You were designated that by the state. But what that basically means is the charter school will function independently. They have their own governing board. Their governing board will be responsible to review their budget and their LCAP and ensure the day-to-day operations and management of the charter. We really are kind of like this next entity that we will be verifying, looking at their financials, verifying that their LCAP is in place, verifying that they have met all the legal criteria. We have a responsibility, or you have a responsibility that you're delegating kind of to us to conduct an annual site visit. We have a responsibility to review their financials, to review those documents, to ensure that they're following the legally compliant with employment law and all of that. But we're not it's different. I want you to think about it slightly different than like the court school or community school. You're approving their LCAP, you're approving their budget. You have direct connection to this. This is kind of like we're connected, but we're slightly adjacent, maybe is a way to say it.
So have we, the board,
Yes,
um,
the authorizers. The authorizers. Yes.
officially, is there a document where we've officially delegated the audit responsibility of this to you? I mean, do we have a legal leg to
It's in the
stand on?
MOU.
Yes.
It's in the MOU. So
Okay.
in the MOU, that is where that is established, that, you know, the board will be basically delegating that responsibility to for us to conduct it on your behalf.
Okay.
The responsibility, though, there's a lot of legal language in here about liability and responsibility. So you'll see that woven throughout the document. And that's very intentional because the charter school is its own legal entity. And in fact, the charter school is part of Olive Grove Schools Incorporated. So it's one site within that larger umbrella. So they really do have that legal responsibility. So we want to make that really clear, even though as authorizer, we're double checking. So I'm probably not explaining this really well, but
An auditor, you're responsible to, we are authorized to audit what they do and make sure they're compliant with the
right.
things and to raise our hand. What do we do if we find out they're not?
Yes. So yes, we have lots of options.
Call, what's their number?
So if for some reason we do find that something isn't going well, we do have a requirement to provide a corrective action plan and outline what is, what is the error there. And then we'll develop that plan and then they're supposed to implement that and we'll follow up on that. We can also increase our monitoring requirements. Maybe we're asking for more. We can provide some intervention procedures that we want as part of that corrective action plan. And if something is, let's say, really egregious, we could go for revocation, but it has to meet a certain threshold. And we also, at the time, and we wouldn't wait, obviously, until the 5 years is up, but if there is need to say they're not meeting standards, then we would not renew the petition in 5 years. So there are steps along the way in the event that something is not going as it needs to.
And if something comes up like that, our remedy is to create the plan of action for them to do.
Correct.
It is not for us then to take it over and do it for them.
No.
That's really important.
Yes. It wouldn't be like, we're going to take over this. No.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Equally
Just a little
important. Oh, go ahead.
Yes. Lots of questions. I'm going to do my best.
Well, it's just, because I haven't really perused this really nicely in my mind, I keep thinking, I have other charters that have gotten in trouble. What are some key factors that you might be looking at in terms of things that we might have to guide ourselves toward that would be problematic with a charter type of situation? This is all kind of new for everyone, and I'm looking at legal over there because I'm sure you've seen some things come through, and so I don't know if that would be on the forefront of just giving us information about that, but with all of this being the actual MOU, you usually look for those kinds of things and do a little bit of investigation, just so you can not have a problematic piece that you forgot all about.
The exposures.
It's a fair question. And I mean, the way that I think about it is we would do what we would do with any district in a similar manner, right? We're looking at their financials.
Right.
If something's creeping up, that doesn't look right. Let's investigate that. If there's some complaint that's coming forward, right? We would be, while we're not necessarily the investigator, we're made aware of that. If there are large shifts in their governance structure or something that changes, they need to notify us. That's all in the MOU so that we're aware of an issue that arises as it arises. We're not kind of left in the back.
Okay.
If their student performance is, not making progress to the level that it needs to, that would be another area that we would really start to look at. So similarly, how we, look at district LCAPs, we look at district budgets, we'll be doing some of the same work, but just having a little more closer tie to the charter than we would per se with a district, and being notified more frequently of any major changes. So one of the things that I've written into the MOU, and again, this has to be agreed on both parties, is that we would have, I think I said biannual. Yes, I have to think because I thought about it different ways, but biannual meetings with the charter administration. You'll notice in the MOU, there's a table at the very back that has all of the reporting timelines, all of the documents that we'll be receiving from them. So we'll be checking. It's not like, here we go, we authorize, and then we don't have any contact for 5 years. It is an annual, ongoing, regular check-in. We're looking at things periodically throughout the year. So there will be those opportunities. If anything comes up, we're going to know about it.
Bridget, I'm sure you've made a stab at approximating how much staff time this is going to require outside of your normal?
I haven't made a stab at that. It's going to require, it's going to require some time. It will not cover, the 1% definitely won't cover that.
Will not cover.
I mean, I think just generating the MOU, how many hours were put together and just that. So it's, I mean, again, the 1% is, I think, around $15,000 or $14,000 on an annual basis with their current budget. So, given that, it's.
So we just have to absorb.
Yes. That's the way it goes. That's how Ed Code is written. Can lobby Ed Code.
So, and maybe sort of address this and kind of going with the questions of my colleague. My understanding in terms of approving or revoking, it's pretty narrow, meaning that's pretty well defined that
Yes.
as long as they're checking these boxes, regardless of whatever else is going on, how well we like it or don't like it, if they're checking these boxes, it's approved. And if they're not checking some boxes, that there are some steps there.
Correct.
So again, I think just at some point it would be good, and maybe that's in the MOU, to see kind of really, it's pretty well narrowly defined.
It is.
In terms of kind of our decision-making piece.
In terms of renewal or revocation, again, a revocation, it would have to be a really egregious act in order for us to do that. In terms of renewal, yes, it is a narrowly defined, and you'll recall, I think it was last year, maybe I did a presentation to the board on that criteria, but it is defined in Ed Code, and you're right, it is kind of like, do they meet this criteria, that criteria? If so, then it is a pretty much, you would approve them. Olive Grove is a middle performing school, so they do meet that like middle performing threshold, which is the 5 years. So again, yes, it's narrowly defined, but that doesn't mean that we won't be checking a whole, keep, making sure things are flowing. And
just kind of a point of context for my colleagues if they don't know this. I sort of remember when you were at Los Olivos.
Yes.
That's when the original Olive Grove
yes
was formed, right?
Correct.
And so, I mean, that for me, that gives a great deal of, I guess a little bit about how this thing works. A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, yes, that's another conversation, but yeah.
Can I ask how we would approach a site visit? Because I think there's a caveat in here for an
So
annual site.
we will conduct a site visit, go out and visit the site. Similarly, look at curriculum, look at students, look at facilities. In fact, I will say that they've been really gracious already. I will say that. Meg Ridman and Lisa O'Shea, who's the site leader here for Santa Barbara, have already reached out. They've invited us to come. I think they're really wanting to have this collaborative relationship. So if it's something that the board wanted to do, also we could work on arranging that. I said I already let Ms. O'Shea know that I'll be in touch to schedule an initial site visit, not the annual site visit, but just come look at the site and view it. So I'm sure we could make arrangements for that.
That'd be great.
One other thing, and again, I don't know if this is standard across, but I know like the charter school in San Ynez, I think when Los Olivos initially had it, is there a requirement that somebody, one of the authorizer, is on their advisory, is a non-voting member of their advisory board?
So it depends on how it's set up. And there is a clause in here that we will receive all of their board minutes and materials. And there is something about us being able to attend their board meetings or having a designee attend the board meetings as a non-voting member. So that's also in this MOU.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll want to read the MOU draft. Again, it is a draft. It's not the final. And if there are things as you read that come up for you, please feel free to, can they email Dr. Salcido with those so that we can kind of address that. Again, we'll have a final ready for you for your June meeting, a June 11th meeting. So there's lots of documents in here to preview. Last thing I'll just say, I forgot to mention one other thing that I've already, Dr. Salcido and I have asked of Meg Ridman is that she comes and presents to the board on an annual basis. So wanting to have that opportunity to have that interface with you and share about how the charter school is going. And I believe we've set the date for June 11th, correct?
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong. The June 11th date for her to present, to share a little bit more about the school in and of itself. So you can learn a little bit more.
2 comments. One is, obviously, I'm very concerned about the enrollment and the fact that it's dropped by a third in the last 5 years. Dropped by 2/3. It's a third of what it was. And it's primarily the 10th, 11th, and 12th grades are carrying the school. The under 10 is
really small.
I counted 20 some students. So they've got many grades with only 1 or 2 students in them. And that's very concerning, what kind of learning situation that is. The other is when we get the final MOU, not to create more work here, but it would really help those areas where there are significant changes from the draft. Could you accompany it with a copy of the draft with it underlined where we've made significant changes to the final? That would help.
Okay. Well, like a red lined version.
Very significant, if we change verbs or something.
Okay.
Worry about it, but
sure, I can make sure that happens.
I just have one question. I pretty much you answered a lot. And before I even ask my question, I just want to say thank you for all the work that you've done thus far, for putting these binders together and for just helping us navigate through this process. One of the things that I noticed on the history, this was for the CDE report, is SBUSD denied them because the charter school failed to meet or make sufficient progress toward meeting standards that provide a benefit to pupils, and the closure of the charter school is in the best interest of the pupils. So that to me signals performance issues that are already apparent. And is that going to affect how we come into this, this partnership or agreement or situation?
And I'll clarify what that means. They're quoting exactly what Santa Barbara used as grounds to deny the petition from Santa Barbara Unified's assessment of the petition. So they had to show that they were not meeting progress and that the closure was in the best interest of pupils to deny it initially. So that is what their argument was. However, what I'll say is the state board went ahead and approved it. So the state board didn't necessarily agree with Santa Barbara Unified's assessment of the petition.
Got it.
Otherwise,
They wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here today.
Did the state say why they agreed to go on with?
Why they disagreed?
Yeah.
Well, if
Well,
you
yeah, Santa
read
Barbara
through
was there.
if you read through CDE's staff report states that Olive Grove, from their estimation, met all of the criteria for renewal. Therefore, they approved the petition.
More specifically. So Santa Barbara Unified was taking a different interpretation of CDE's report.
No, Santa Barbara Unified did their own
Oh,
assessment.
and then.
And in order to deny, you have to have that as criteria. Those are the outlined criteria for denial. Closure is in the best interest, or you're not making academic progress. Santa Barbara Unified looked at or didn't consider specific student data. And therefore, when the CDE reviewed, they said, no, sorry, we think they met all the criteria. Therefore, we're going to move forward with the approval.
Of course, the state sided with the CDE and kept it open.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just different interpretations of the petition, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go yes. Yes.
Champion. Go get your award.
Mr. and Mrs. Champ.
Exciting.
Congratulations.
Excellent job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any other
Excellent
questions, or we're good for
No,
today?
thank you, though.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That was.
Start some light reading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gonna put it by my bed.
I do think you'll find reading through the petition very interesting. It'll give you more background and information about the charter, and it may answer some of your questions. So, and the MOU. Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
Madam President, if I may make a comment about this as Bridget's going back to her chair. Thank you so much, Bridget and team,
Thank
for
you,
putting this
Bridget.
together. Wanted to just address a couple of things about, as you're thinking about charter schools and being an authorizer. Common areas or themes that I've seen over time with charter schools in California have typically been around two areas from my experience in review. One is when very, very, very small school districts are approached to authorize charter schools. And so oftentimes it'll be a very small, just a few people in the back office in a school district. Because there's many rural school districts. Cuyama had been approached, for example, as an LEA. And there are some issues I've seen with that approach. That's different from us because we actually have a team here at the County Education Office to continue to monitor. So I wanted to mention that. The other common theme I have seen around charter schools that have gone a bit awry have been on full virtual courses only charter schools.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is actually a hybrid of independent as well as seat-based. So I say that to hopefully help you feel a little bit better about what we are doing in terms of, and you're doing in terms of authorization. And then one last comment I wanted to share, it could be for a future board meeting to consider, is it may be that a committee of the board, like for example, the legal committee that very rarely meets, but it might be that that committee is one that really is maybe whom we meet with before coming to the full board, or maybe that chair committee might be the ones who are designated to go visit the school or something like that. So I just wanted to put that out there so that you would feel like you'd have a arm of your own board be, part of that authorization, a little more close authorization. And that was it.
That makes good sense because our authorization is primarily from a legal standpoint.
Right.
That's what we've got. That's where our authority comes from. So that
Correct.
makes sense.
Okay.
Interesting. Alrighty. Okay, so we're going to move on to item number 19, the personnel report. The certificated and classified personnel reports as an information item. And number 20 is an update on the board retreat. So I'll hand it over to Superintendent Solcito to provide a brief update on the planning.
Thank you so much. The full board, okay, good. We have a copy of the draft agenda coming around. And to the audience, I don't think we have copies of this for you, so pardon me for that.
Yeah, I don't need it. There's a couple here.
Okay.
And I have it on.
It was with
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, did we have it with it? Okay, I'm pretty sure.
It's changed.
Okay, great.
I was gonna say, because that's
Oh,
where I
good.
got it.
Good, good, good. Okay, then it has been distributed or was electronically available. So we've had the board discussion, full board discussion already about saving the date and Vida, who is the chair of the committee who's been working on this, Vita's brought this to the board. One of the thoughts that we had was rather than talk about it kind of in theory, how about put a draft in front of you to edit or react to? And so I had, as I shared that I would, sought a facilitator who knows county boards well and did meet with her. Lauren Ball is her name. Met with her a couple of times, and I think she's a really great match for us because she's got great energy and she's also very down to earth and knows county board service. And so I met with her to create this agenda and then invited Vida to meet with her as well. So Vida and I worked through this with Lauren before bringing it to you. So Vida, if you wouldn't mind going through now, yeah.
I was, first of all, thank you for finding a really good facilitator. When you are looking for something in this wide world, you're always looking for the person that will guide and support, not put too much input, listen to us in terms of making it our own. And she did a really good job of just explaining how each component can be exactly what we need it to be. And so with that in mind, when she put together some desired outcomes and moved through the process and made it all fit into a nice 3.5-hour session with, as we review it right now, any area that needed any more explanation, we could go for that if we needed to change something. When she finished at the end, it was more about, final thoughts from me. And I'm thinking, oh, just the actual process that she took me through to actually look at this. She's a good facilitator. She is, yeah. In terms of what we need, we don't really quite know exactly what each of us wants as a want. So just take some time and kind of look at it. I should be quiet and give you a couple of minutes to move or peruse and then ask if there's anything that might need clarification.
I'll just jump in. Being a part of the committee that worked on this with you, what's coming up for me is a lot of the items that we talked about and we shared with the board is here. So when I initially read it, I felt like it pretty much aligned with what our goals were. There was nothing that I had any questions about or felt like it needed to be revised or added. Yeah, so.
I'm a little concerned on the timeline under introductions, where we have a whopping 3+ minutes each. Or who, where, what is your why, and our county board journey, which would take 3 minutes alone. That probably isn't going to make it. We're just shy. And that's how we get to know each other too. So I think that might be a little light time-wise, but
And she might adjust it because if she sees that we are moving that way, then
unless she's going to put a timer on us.
I don't think so.
No.
She's more to me anyway, as a monitor and adjust kind of person. I believe anyway. Yeah.
I think under the role of a SB CEO board member, it would behoove us to just underscore what our responsibility is in replying to public comments, emails that we receive. Proper method of
good one.
Speaking through the chair or deferring to you, and in what cases. Yeah, got it.
The one thing she did add is we're going to have a parking lot. So if something is not fully explained or adequately explained, that please, this parking lot's going to live with you for a while. So, we're going to get to it eventually, which is good for me because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm thinking, oh, well, I need to kind of clarify that. But the parking lot idea sold me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it lets you go on with the agenda. and-
Exactly, exactly. Okay.
Looks great. Yep. Good to go. What's for lunch?
I was gonna ask what for breakfast.
I also wanted to thank Guy for helping us find a place to have it, because we're kind of looking at the Buellton Library as a meeting room there, and it's, nice, it's comfortable. But it's hard to pin him down lately. He's been on the move. But yes, so thank you. Great.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry, but maybe the ladies that are not here and Guy, they may have a comment or something, so we might just want to make sure.
And this will be posted as a public meeting.
Correct.
Right. Although do we have to have room on the agenda for public comment then, since it's not a board meeting, even though it's not a board meeting?
What yes, it's
Is
a
a
public
board-
board meeting and we'll have it started by our president, Erman. And we don't know even now if there will be any board business to handle that day. We hope not. If there isn't anything that is a must do, we'll push it off to the next meeting. But we do need to have public comment.
Yeah, technically it's a special meeting. You only have to put out the agenda 24 hours instead of 72.
Okay, that's true.
And then you're only supposed to take public comment on matters that are on the agenda as opposed to like the full jurisdiction of the board. So.
Great.
So you can have 4 minutes.
I'll work on that.
We have to come with our pre-stated agenda, and what we're gonna say about ourselves. All right, so going to item 21, future agenda items, we're going to have a presentation by the Lompoc Teen Center program manager regarding their Teen Leadership Advocacy Council and advocacy trips. We also have a presentation by Future for Lompoc Youth, information on the Olive Crest Hope Refuge, and discussion on AB 1390 regarding board member compensation. And now we're going to go to a closed session.
Thank you.